GA Spoilers Friday, May 2. Green-eyed monster. Teens in trouble. Shocking test. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers for the week of April 28, 2025 are here. Next week, fans can expect Willow Tate Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, to have an unhappy homecoming. Later, Drew Kane, Cameron Matheson, pleads his case. Sonny Corinthos, Morris Bernard, is in grave danger. Over at Tracy Quartermain's Jane Elliott Place, she shares shocking information with Giovanni Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the ABC opera. Willow Tate Corinthos return. Next week, fans can expect Willow to fly back to Port Charles. Willow went to Germany to face Michael Corinthos, last played by Chad Duell. Willow was turned away, and the nurse claimed Michael didn't want to see her. When the young woman persisted, the nurse added that Michael isn't going to change his mind. Willow probably assumes that Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, told Michael to reject her visit. However, it turns out that it was actually Drew. While Willow was coming home, Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, has put a scheme in motion. It seems that Willow does have an unpleasant homecoming, but later, Drew tries to plead his case. Giovanni Mazza's shock. Over at the Quartermain estate, Tracy lectures Dio. The matriarch warns the young violinist that he might want to think twice about supporting Sonny. Then, Gio's eyes widen as Tracy shows him a newspaper article on her tablet. Sonny Corinthos danger. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Sonny will be out of surgery in LA. However, a fake nurse tried to kill Sonny right afterward. When Carly enters her ex-husband's hospital room, she makes a jaw-dropping discovery. However, Sonny will recover and isn't getting killed off right now. With this bold move on Sonny's life, he will step up security efforts, not just for himself, but for his loved ones as well. Week of April 28, 2025, Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mansi, will demand an explanation from Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn. Christina will consider this a cruel betrayal on her mother's part. However, will Alexis inform Christina that she knows she tried to kill Ava Jerome, Maura West? Although Christina targeted the wrong car and they survived, Alexis is right to be freaked out. Fans can also expect Max Scorpio, John J. York, to be alerted to a crime. Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, strategize a plan. Maxie faces an ultimatum. Plus, Lulu and Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, have an emotional talk. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of April 28, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep watching the On ABC to find out what happens next. This week in Port Charles, the emotional temperature climbs to a boiling point as battles for survival, identity, and redemption threaten to consume some of General Hospital's most beloved and most dangerous players. Drew Kane steps into the fire with everything on the line. Sonny Corinthos walks a razor's edge between empire and destruction, and young Gio finds himself blindsided by a truth that may shake the very foundation of his world. The clock is ticking, secrets are cracking, and Port Charles braces for a week that promises to change everything. Drew Kane, cornered, questioned, and under fire. For Drew, the walls are closing in faster than ever. His loyalty, his decisions, and even his morality are being dragged into the harsh spotlight. After weeks of navigating a tangled web of corporate espionage and personal vendettas, Drew's role in the ELQ fiasco has become impossible to ignore. As fallout from the recent corporate leak spirals into a full-scale investigation, Drew finds himself painted as either a scapegoat or a traitor, and possibly both. Evidence mounting against him seems conveniently timed, strategically placed, and eerily precise. Documents show his fingerprints, meeting logs carry his name, and financial transfers trace back to accounts he once accessed. But Drew is no fool, and he knows when he's being set up. This week, his focus shifts from damage control to defense. With every fiber of his being, he tries to trace the betrayal back to its source. Eyes fall on Valentine. Suspicion dances around Ned, and more than one boardroom enemy looks a little too satisfied with Drew's downfall. And while he's fighting to clear his name, another battle brews behind the scenes, one just as personal. Drew knows that if he goes down, he's not just losing the seat at the ELQ table. He's risking everything he's rebuilt since returning to Port Charles. His connection with Scout, his fragile trust with Carly, and even his own sense of purpose hang in the balance. But in Port Charles, redemption never comes without a price, and Drew's about to discover. Sonny Corinthos, betrayal, surveillance, and the edge of death. Elsewhere in the shadows of Port Charles, Sonny Corinthos is facing a storm unlike any he's weathered before. And this time, it's not from a rival mob family. It's from within. What began as small whispers of unease have now roared into full-scale paranoia. Surveillance footage Sonny didn't authorize. Unfamiliar faces tailing his people. And most alarmingly, allies who suddenly feel a little too distant. The warning signs are all there. Someone's playing a long game. And that game may end in Sonny's blood on the pavement. This week, his instincts sharpen. He tightens his circle. And he starts pulling at threads only he can see. The once unshakable kingpin is on high alert, watching everything and everyone. He knows there's a traitor. He just doesn't know who yet. But the danger isn't just external. Within the Corinthos organization, fault lines are forming. Brick is growing tense. Dex is harder to read. Even Ava, who has been a reluctant confidant, is acting cagey. Sonny may have built an empire on power and loyalty, but the foundations are showing cracks. And someone is ready to bring it all crashing down. A mysterious shipment gone wrong, an intercepted phone call, and the near miss at the pier only reinforce what Sonny fears most. Someone close to him has turned, and the next move could be fatal. Gio Palmieri, a shocking revelation. Gio's week starts like any other. Steady shifts at Kelly's, quiet admiration from Trina, and an undercurrent of family pride that ties him to Sonny's world, even if from a distance. But everything changes with a discovery he never saw coming. In a quiet moment while clearing the back office, Gio stumbles across a document, one that wasn't meant for his eyes. A confidential report, half shredded and forgotten, catches his attention. It's not the financial figures that grab him. It's a name, his mother's name. And then another name, one he was never supposed to know. The revelation rocks him to the core. It suggests a tangled history of family deception, of silent guardians and hidden truths. A carefully crafted identity begins to unravel. The man he thought he was, the family he thought he came from, maybe a carefully orchestrated lie. Gio spirals. Desperate for clarity, he seeks answers from a source outside the family. And what he learns only deepens the mystery. Could he be the son of someone far more powerful and dangerous than he ever imagined? This secret threatens not only Gio's sense of self but his safety. If word gets out, he may be pulled into a power struggle that's far bigger than anything he's ready for. And the people closest to him, Trina, Jocelyn, even Sonny, could all be caught in the fallout. Intertwining paths. The ripple effect. While Drew fights in the boardroom, Sonny plots in the shadows, and Gio digs into the past. Other players are caught in the shockwaves. Carly, once a pillar of strength, finds herself torn between Drew's unraveling defense and Sonny's increasing instability. Her loyalty is tested from both sides, and a single misstep could cost her everything. Trina feels the shift in Gio's demeanor and senses the storm beneath his usually calm surface. When he starts pushing her away to protect her from truths he can't yet name, she faces a choice. Walk away or follow him into a danger she doesn't yet understand. Valentin, ever the strategist, watches Drew's implosion from a calculated distance. But is he a bystander, or the architect of Drew's demise? Ava, ever enigmatic, moves through Sonny's orbit with poise, but a flicker of fear has begun to settle behind her eyes. She knows something, and if Sonny pushes too hard, her own secrets might explode. Port Charles, a city on the brink. This week, every storyline tightens like a noose. The chessboard is crowded, and no one's move is without consequence. Drew's pen may not be enough to stop the corporate bloodletting. Sonny's paranoia may arrive too late to stop the bullet, and Gio's identity crisis may be the catalyst that sets off a war that's been simmering in the background for far too long. In a town where everyone has secrets and no one is ever truly safe, the only certainty is this: the truth is never simple, and survival often demands sacrifice. Coming next week, the pieces are in motion, and next week promises even more chaos. Look for a dramatic confrontation between Drew and a surprising ally. Watch as Sonny gets closer to unmasking his betrayer, but risks walking into a trap. And brace yourself for Gio's next move, as he takes the first step into a world he may not be ready for. Because in Port Charles, when one truth rises, another must fall. And sometimes the most dangerous secrets are the ones hidden in your own name.